My name is Blake Johnson, and welcome to the VGC Hub. In this episode, we will briefly go over the VGC 2019 Moon Series rule set, and we will look into the potential changes in the metagame from Sun Series to Moon Series. Let's take a look. VGC 2019 is a special season of VGC. It is the first year where the rule set was split into 3 different rule sets as the year went on. All 3 rule sets allowed for the use of 2 restricted Pokemon such as Groudon, Kyogre, Lunala, and Xerneas. But Sun Series didn't allow Z Crystals nor Mega Evolution. As we enter Moon Series, we are given back our Z Crystals, which may end up making a large impact on the metagame as we knew it from Sun. Looking back at Sun Series, the metagame was mostly dominated by Kyogre and Xerneas teams, with 8 out of all 13 Sun Series regionals ending with a Kyogre in first place, and 10 of those 13 taking first place with Xerneas. 6 of the 13 teams were both Kyogre and Xerneas together, making it one of the most potent cores around. As far as non-restricted success goes, Incineroar was by far the most used and most successful, showing up on every single team that took first in a regional. As we approach the end of the Sun Series, we saw a spike in usage for Kartana, who is capable of checking Kyogre, Xerneas, and in some cases Incineroar, thanks to its Grass Steel dual stab and fighting coverage in Sacred Sword. We also saw the rise of a restricted duo that terrorized throughout October and November, Lunala and Xerneas, otherwise known as Space X. This core was one of the best non-Kyogre or Groudon teams that still provided immediate pressure. Lunala often ran a Psych Up set to copy the boosts of Xerneas, or also saw success when using choice specs. A specific variant of this team, including Crobat, Smeargle, Incineroar, and Toxicroak, was piloted by Ashton Cox and Jeremy Rodriguez to take both first and second place against each other in finals at the Memphis Regionals, and also took first place at the International Championships in Brazil. Please take a moment to view the following resources for catching up on the Sun Series or getting ready for the Moon Series. I personally find these resources very valuable to the community and are often overlooked or just not known about. The first one is the Smogon Viability Rankings, is a thread I update regularly that tracks a lot of the movement of the metagame and is the inspiration for this series. VGCstats is a website that tracks championship point earnings for every Pokemon and can be narrowed down to specific dates, months, or weeks, and is a very important tool to utilize. And lastly, Pikalytics is a great website that shows usage stats, movesets, and common teammates for VGC on Pokemon Showdown and on cartridge, as well as other metagames. I recommend looking at all of these resources if you don't already. Some of my information will come from these sources, and if you ever want more information, you can always check these websites if I miss a detail you may have been curious about. Based on this information we have from Sun Series, and knowing what little we do about Moon Series, the next bit is mostly speculation. I personally expect to see a massive increase in Yveltal and Lunala. 2 amazing users of Z moves, both restricted legendaries benefit from having an item that can't be knocked off, and both appreciate having a delete button on their team. Xerneas usage will likely stay where it is, but Xerneas gains another option in Ferium Z. When used for Geomancy, all stats will rise by 1 stage before Geomancy comes into play and raises its special attack, special defense, and speed 2 more stages. Not much will survive a +3 Moonblast under Feriara. While this set could provide some much appreciated extra power for Xerneas, it does make Xerneas more vulnerable to Roar and Haze. It requires smart positioning, but can be very rewarding as this metagame goes on. Kyogre and Groudon both greatly benefit from Z moves for their respective stab moves, but I don't think the Z moves will change much for the success of either of these Pokemon. Kyogre will continue to be great, and Groudon will possibly see more usage, but it will face more risks than it did before. While this isn't to say Groudon is bad, it does have its work cut out for now. Special mention goes to Rayquaza, as a restricted legendary who can remove weather from the field, as well as any weather benefits, and threaten an interesting Z move in Z-Fly. Z-Fly is capable of one-hit KOing Kyogre, Kartana, Amoonguss, Incineroar, Xerneas, and more, as well as having access to extreme speed and a very diverse special move pool ranging from Icy Wind to Earth Power. But in a metagame so dominated by Xerneas, it will struggle, but it does have its merits. Restricted legendaries aside, there is many Pokemon that have an opportunity to become more viable as this meta develops. Stakataka and Nihilego, for example, are two Pokemon who can check some key threats in the coming metagame, offering great offensive stab moves, and for Nihilego, a great Z move in Z Power Gem, capable of one-hit KOing Yveltal, Incineroar, and many other flying-type Pokemon, while also having poison coverage for Pokemon like Xerneas and the Tapus. Stakataka can provide Trick Room while checking both Yveltal and Xerneas with Gyro Ball. I'd like to add that there's many Pokemon I didn't mention in this video, and I don't see the need to review over every Pokemon when there is yet to be any true shift in the core metagame itself. As things change and adjust, I will always make sure to find the most valuable topics and bring them up in video. And this ends the first video of the VGC Hub Moon Series analysis. If you found this helpful, please be sure to subscribe to follow me and the rest of my metagame analysis. I'm open to any suggestions you may have, as this episode is the series' maiden voyage, and I hope to develop it into a better product at every opportunity I can. You can reach out to me in the comments section or on any of my social media accounts, all linked in the description. And with that, I'll catch you on the next one.